Hi.
Hello.
Lorena, yes?
Hi, yes, hi. Hi, Nick. I'm Lorena.
Yeah, hi.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
How are you?
This is only a security situation.
Oh, that's good. You need to have security.
I had an operation before Christmas and...
All right. Is it good now?
Yeah, it's good now.
You know?
But
Okay.
just a little bit of a...
Good.
Just had a security...
I'm not going to move you.
No, it's fine. I don't mind. I can do dancing. I don't care.
Yeah, you do dancing.
Yeah,
oh.
I don't mind.
Okay. I have a list.
Yeah.
It's not that much. It's just to have a, you know.
Well, whatever you want to know.
How much time do you have?
As much as you want. As much as you want.
As much as I want. Okay. Tell me, Nick, how is it to win an Oscar?
What's it like?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose the first thing you ever know about it is you get this, get a letter come through to say that you know you've been put forward for it. Then you get another parcel that comes through with a certificate of your nomination, which is pretty nice to have that. So I was working with Fox, you know, Alien was Fox. They said, right, we're going to fly you out there. So they flew me out there, looked after all the hotels, they looked after everything.
I'm sure.
You know, which was really nice. So and we stayed in the Hilton, which was very nice. Funny enough, it was very quickly because when I went out there, I went out to see the first opening night, and I went out with the DOP, and we went there and saw the manager, and he said, let everybody go in and I'll get you in afterwards, you know, so you can sit there quietly. And I can remember sitting there with a live audience for the very first time, which is the most electrifying moment of my whole life, because they were so much into it.
Wow.
They really were. And it comes down to, I never forget, at the end of it, you know Sigourney's looking for the cat, and she's going around, Jonesy, Jonesy, Jonesy. Yeah. Well, I've got to tell you, right from the very, and I'm going to bleep this bit, there was a guy right down at the very, very front of the cinema.
The cinema.
And he shouted at the top of his voice, the cat, get the hell out of there. And it was a gospel truth. I couldn't believe it. But he actually was so much into it, you know, and I'll tell you, you saw the bags of popcorn keep going up in the air and things like that.
Wow. But
and we actually went back, and in the hotel, we used to go in the bar and have a drink, and there was one of the waitresses that came in, and we got conversation with her, and she said, I'll see you again.
Oh.
I said, really? She said, yeah, I'm going to see you again. I didn't realise she meant that we were going to get nominated. I didn't know. Of course, I had to go back and say, I'm here. She said, I told you you'd be back. I said, well, I promise you, if I win, you'll be the first person I will bring it and show it to.
Wow.
I'll never forget that.
That's
she
a
wouldn't
story.
forget it either. But you sit there, and of course, it's just an electrifying moment. And of course, you suddenly start seeing all the various clips of the films come up.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, your name gets read out, and you think, oh my God. And you have to, the first thing you go, I'm going to slip over on the floor. I'm going to fall over. You know, all these silly,
it's everything that you think about.
And all I can remember is seeing Farrah Fawcett Major standing there, and I'm thinking, she looked fantastic. I'm not going to fall over. I'm going to go and see her. And that was it. So I can honestly say I managed to give her a kiss in front of millions, you know.
Oh.
She was a great person.
I suppose you have a lot of things on your mind, but it's the same thing that you see on TV. It's like the red carpet everywhere and that glamorous.
It is just the most amazing thing that they do. I mean, they really organise it so well.
They have everything on minute and second.
And I've got to tell you that you won't believe it, that the moment I got out of my seat and I walked down, through the seats and go down the aisle, the camera looks around, there's somebody in my seat. They have people standing on the side, men and women, all dressed up, and when somebody goes to collect an award, somebody steps into their seat, so when the camera comes round, there's not a gap of anybody, there's always, all the seats are full.
Wow.
Because when I walked back, I thought, and the guy got up and walked out, and I got my seat back. It was like that detail.
Yeah, this is a detail.
It's so incredible, because obviously you get taken away, and you're backstage and photographs and all that type of stuff, so you're gone for a few minutes.
Wow, this is... Yeah.
And I must admit, you don't believe how heavy they are until you get hold of it, and they really are a heavy lump.
This Oscar change your career, your vision, your...
Yeah, it didn't make any difference to me, but it did in a funny way, because I think a lot of people thought you were going to be too expensive, which I've never done anything like that about it at all.
So suddenly you can be expensive or untouchable, or...
Yeah, that's what some people think of, you know. All it's done, it just made you very, very proud. You know, the biggest, the most saddest thing I came across was my father had died, and I couldn't because it would have been the greatest thing in my life to have gone and say, look what you've got here, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, I couldn't take it back with me, because it has to go, because nobody knows who it wins it until they get that card. That is honestly how true it is. And it had to go away and get engraved. So I had to wait for a couple of weeks before I managed to get it back.
Yeah.
And would you believe the English customs wanted to know how much it was worth to see about charging customs import duty on it? Can you believe it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back when you were a kid. How this all started?
It started because, as I say, my father was in the film industry, and he used to do build cameras and stuff like that. And then in his later life, he used to go out on films, big films like El Cid and all those movies, because the camera gear was kind of very sophisticated, and it was, you know, it could break down. So he was out there to service it, and if there was a problem, he could be there as an engineer and put it right. And at the end of every shoot, he would take all the camera gear back, clean it, get everything sorted out so it was 100% right. Like
and you were there? And
because I used to be around, and I was a youngster, and then, as I say, in my summer holidays, I used to go and there was some friends of my father, and they had a commercial company which used to shoot like cartoons and that on rostrum cameras, and I used to go there in my holidays, and I used to work there. Nice. And so when I left school, I walked straight into a job, and I used to do that. So that's when I started, and of course we ended up doing optical work and things like that, so it always gave me a great basis of that. And I went then, when commercial, we used to go, as I went into clapper loader, then focus pulling, operating, and then also did DOP. So you knew that you want to do this? Yeah, it's always been... it's always been this, nothing else? There was a man in England called, I always put him down as a grandfather of British special effects, which was a very, very fantastic guy called Les Bowie. And he was also a fantastic matte artist. He was an incredible painter. And basically he poached me from the company that I was working for. We actually went into the same building. And he basically, I used to have to go there, and he'd say, come on, we want to shoot this tonight, shoot these models, come and help me, you know. So I used to do that and go and work in the weekends with him. And then he said, right, you're off to Egypt. Well, what are we going to do in Egypt? He said, you're going to work on the Golden Up cartoon. On the special effects side of things. 100%. So that's how I got into it. Into special effects. Into special effects. But why special effects? It was something that you... Well, I'll be honest and truthful, if I was staying in the camera department, I was always had that feeling at the back of my mind that if I got any jobs or anything like that, it would be coming through my father's name, and it would be the nepotism thing. Oh, okay, yeah. If you know what I mean. I got it, yeah. And so, although I left that side of it, I still was involved in camera stuff, because we used to shoot an awful lot of model miniatures and stuff like that, which was on the original Hammer horror movies and stuff like that. Nice thinking. So we had Christopher Lee and all that stuff, and so we were always shooting that stuff. Yeah. Because they were very low budget, and we used to kind of go up the Welsh mountains and take cameras and go and shoot this and shoot that. Yeah. And shooting shots of Legionnaires up for an insert on the beach in Wales with snow flurrying down, and it's supposed to be the African desert. It was really, it was not. The things we did. Okay. The things we did and got away with was incredible. On what movie did you work on the most? The longest time? Yeah. Oh God, I'd say probably one of the things would have been Well, I was in Egypt for a year by one day on Gordon a cartoon.
One day?
One day. I was a year there by one day.
All right.
And then the Battle of Britain, obviously, that was incredible because I started on it, then it folded, and I went to Malta and did a film called A Twist of Sand, and shot all the model stuff in a big tank there. It was a telegram arrived. Right, we want you back on the Battle of Britain. So I came back to the Battle of Britain and I spent all my time in Spain, and that because that's where we shot all most of the aerial unit stuff, was all shot out there because I was with the aerial unit. Wow. In actual fact, I've probably got more hours flying time in a Heinkel bomber than any German pilot or anybody else that ever lived through the war. I've got well over 100 odd hours.
Wow.
In the Heinkel bombers, because the Spanish Air Force actually had the Heinkel bomber, and they also had the Messerschmitt, the 109s.
I don't know those, but...
Yeah, that was their German fighter that was, you know, we had the Spitfire and Hurricane, they had the Messerschmitt 109.
Oh, the Hurricane, yeah.
The strangest thing, both aeroplanes, German aeroplanes, had Rolls-Royce engines, the same as they were using in the Spitfire.
Okay.
Because the Spanish were allowed to have the tooling to build these aircraft after the war, but they weren't allowed the engines to go in them. And they built their own engine, which was no good. And we had thousands of the Rolls Merlin engines, so we passed it on to them. So they did a little bit of modification, and that's what they had. So they were running on the same engines as the Spitfires, but they were their Heinkel bombers and that.
If you had today's technology in that day, what would you do with that?
Well, basically, number one, you would never have the aircraft anymore because they don't exist. We were lucky because we had 30 plus Heinkel bombers, which we used to fly every day almost, unless we got grounded with bad weather. And the same with the ME 109s and stuff like that. We were almost one of the largest, you know, kind of air forces that were available at the time. It was quite incredible. But can you imagine a fuel bill of these things every day?
No, I cannot imagine.
It's unbelievable when you think about it, because we used to be up in the air every day, and we'd be flying in formations and stuff like that, and we had the camera plane, which is a B-25 modified, and that was a psychedelic monster because it was all painted in different colours. The reason being that when the guys were flying and we were doing all the aerial ballet stuff with the dogfights, wherever a guy was, he could see the aeroplane and know where he was in position and relatively to which side he was, when he was, you know, that's very cleverly done.
The best special effects that you ever seen in movies?
Never asked the question.
Nowadays,
because of CG,
yes, it's a difference.
You know what it is, and so there's everything is possible. But when you go back 30, 40 years, then it wasn't available. The only system you had was like blue screen and things like that. It was a pain in the backside to kind of do. Because it was the amount of light you used to have, and it was the same with film stock. Because the film stock was so slow, you always knew when there was like a main artist coming on the set, because you'd have what they call these big brutes, these huge great arc lamps, and it depends. You'd have like 6 of them in a line, and you knew, oh, this is going to be somebody big. You know what I mean? This is like the Omar Sharifs and all the other bits and pieces for this shot.
So you cannot choose something from our days.
No, you can't really relate them. You can't relate the two. And also, it's a matter of you know, budgets and what was available. You know, in the way of pyrotechnics and stuff like that. Because now we've got like you know, radio control systems that we can fire the squibs off of people and things like that. But in those days, we didn't have that. I can remember years ago, because we wasn't able to get all the squibs. We used to do bullet hits on the wall with a mousetrap. Seriously. We'd have the hole drilled, and we'd have a little dowel, wooden dowel in there, and a mousetrap on the other side. We used to pull it like that and hit that and punch the dowel out. And there's your bullet hole.
Now we laugh, but back then...
like a car, you'd have the bullet hole painted in. It would be covered with a piece of tape. You'd have a piece of nylon on it, and a bolt with on the end of a catapult and fire it, and it used to rip the tape off so quickly you couldn't see it, and there were the bullet holes.
Wow.
So all the things that you used to get up to, which you had to do.
Yeah. Why did you choose Romania to stay here?
I didn't choose Romania. Romania basically chose me.
Yeah.
No, I came over here, God, I think it must have been 20 years ago.
20 years ago, wow.
Highlander, the end game.
Highlander?
Yeah, the end game.
The movie, yeah.
And we shot that here.
Yeah.
And of course, in those days it was totally different to what it is now. Because it was like, if you saw a Mercedes, it was definitely Russian. It was the mafia boys. And you'd listen to the kind of conversations going on, right, this much we'll pay here, and then the rest of it we're giving black money, and all these things were going on. It was unbelievable what was going on. And because it was kind of a very hardship thing, there wasn't really anybody over here. So I basically shipped over a truck with all the equipment, and I had a couple of local guys with me.
Yeah.
But that's all we basically had. And you can't get into trouble now, but I mean, being honest, we had guns involved in it.
Okay.
So we went off with my local guy that we had, and we went to somebody here, and we managed to get some AK-47s, and we got a shotgun from here, and I ended up in one of these big black bags. And I walked in the Hilton with them.
Ooh, nice.
And I said, I need to see the director. I said, I've got to see him now.
Yeah.
I said, this is what we've got. Is that okay? He said, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So that's what we did. But it was that kind of way I had to work on that movie. But then, as I say, I did all the other movies around, and suddenly this film called Cave came up.
Cave. But isn't a part of Ghost Rider with Nicolas Cage was not shooting?
Ghost Rider, yeah, but that was much later.
Yeah.
The original version, why I really came back was Cave. And I came back with the producers, the director and everything, and we went through the whole of Europe, went through Germany, France, Hungary, everywhere, looking for a big tank to do the film and all the underwater sequence in it. And a very good friend of mine, one of the producers, Robert Benacki, he said, we're going back to Romania. I said, oh, not that place again.
Oh, no, don't
Seriously,
say that.
that's what I did after remember what we had last time.
Yeah.
I mean, the catering was horrendous, and oh, God, it was hardships, really was.
Okay.
And so I went, oh, no, not again. And anyway, we came, and that time we went into BAFTA.
Yeah.
At the time, because when I was here first time, that was closed. So we went in there, and we looked round, and of course there was no tank in there. And we'd been to all the diving tanks and that around Bucharest. We went out for dinner that night, and it was about 9:30, and Serbu arrived.
Okay.
Right? And basically sat down beside me and said, well, what is it you're actually after? So I literally got a napkin and sketched out roughly what type of things we wanted.
Yeah.
He said, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, meet in the studio in the boardroom. So we all sit there and we're having coffee and croissants. In he walks with a man that's kind of got matchsticks holding his eyes open because he'd been working all night long, and he's got these rolled up papers, and he'd had him, an architect, overnight drawing provisional drawings for it.
Wow. That was that.
And he said, is this what you want?
Yeah.
I said, yeah, that would be it. He
That's
said,
him.
Okay, I'll build it.
That's Sârbu.
I'll build it.
Yeah, talent.
So that's how it started. And when they started to do it, I went up to see the spot.
Yeah.
And I promise you, there was a couple of guys in a wheelbarrow and shovels, and I thought, oh Christ, if they're going to dig that hole out as big as this, doing it that way, this is going to be a nightmare. And it was really, I mean, it was just like, no, we're here, this is what's going to happen, fellas, this is going to be a nightmare. But it didn't. They had built all the steelwork on the set, they did everything. Then I got to know the studio people very well.
Yeah.
And it came to the end of the movie, and they said, we might have something else, would you stay? Well, as I'd shipped all this equipment over and all the workshop stuff as well, I stayed.
You stayed.
And I've always said that they stole my passport. It wasn't true, but it seemed, but it was literally, I was here, basically doing one movie after another, and also teaching all the guys. That's why I don't speak the Romanian, purely and simply because I was told by them.
Nothing?
Will you
not
speak?
A word?
Well, I understand a few
of course.
words, but I was told, look, you know, you've got to teach.
Yeah.
You've got to teach the locals English, your crew, you know. Yeah. So that's it.
So you did that.
I've done it, yeah.
Tell me a good movie. the recent movie, a very good one.
That I've seen?
Yes, that you've seen. Tell me a name. I need to know what kind of movies are you watching.
Basically, I'm kind of open. I really like anything, as long as it's kind of well acted and it's not a remake of a remake of a remake, because that really upsets me.
I don't like those either.
We were filming on 3 Robin Hoods at one time in England. Now work that one out.
Yeah.
So how do they do that? How do people make that mistake?
Maybe because they don't have ideas.
They're all in the same studio, for God's sake. You're shooting almost on the same location. I mean, come on. I mean, that's a true story. When we used to shoot a lot of films in Spain, in Almeria. It's like films like El Cid and King of Kings and all those movies, Fallen Roman Empire, they were all shot in Almeria. So we went and shot, we were shooting El Condor over there at the time.
Oh, okay.
Which was a Western.
Yeah.
With Lee Van Cleef and all that lot.
Yeah.
A lovely guy. But anyway, we were shooting there and there were 3 films. We had a film there of a Roman period. So we had the centurions kind of characters. They were doing a war film there where we had tanks and we had cowboys and Indians on our side. Oh! So every one of the kind of ADs on each unit had a radio.
Okay.
That communicated. To communicate. But in those days, it wasn't like we've got now.
Yeah.
It was a set and a whacking great mask up in the air.
All right.
You know, which the sound guys used to carry around with them.
Yeah.
And you used to... We're going to be doing our shot now. Can you hold it? Yeah, we hold everything back. So they'd hold their stuff back, and we'd do our shot with the Indians coming over, the Apaches coming over, and that.
Wow.
Right, okay, we've done that one. Okay, thanks. The next thing you'd see all these tanks thundering past in the background, because another unit would be doing their shot.
Other shot, yeah.
And then another lot would be doing the Roman bits, and it was all we all shot in the same period of time. It was hysterically funny.
I guess, yeah. I suppose it was.
It really was so much fun.
But what is? Tell me a movie that you've seen recently and you enjoy it and you like it because it was well done.
I just think I've watched so many movies, it's kind of one of those things. I like The Jackal, that was quite an interest. I liked the movie The Jackal.
The Jackal?
And there was also The Eraser and things like that. Those type of movies I kind of like.
Okay.
Because they've got a lot of effects and stuff like that in them. And of course, Saving Private Ryan.
Netflix is on a rise these days.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about it?
I think it's a good thing. It's taking away people seeing it on a big screen in the cinema. The biggest version we used to go, you go and see it in 70mm and stuff like that. And that was a great thing, and the surround sound and everything else. And of course now you've got IMAX, which is another experience.
Which is, yes.
Don't care how big your television is, and I've got a big one because I like watching my film, my movies and that, and my sport. But that's it. You're in a room on your own, watching it. You know. Yeah. If you go to the cinema, you've got all the people with you, and you get the hype of them. I don't know why, but you do get the hype of everybody else around watching it with you. And you're seeing this thing that's up there. You're seeing every piece of blemish that's around, and it's there. And it's a different experience. Yeah, it's great to take it and give it to the audience. You know, people can watch it on their phone, for God's sake.
Yeah, everywhere on the phone.
People watching it every which way but loose. But it was originally shot to go on that big screen. And I think you need to see it on that big screen first. Or if you watch it on your phone, on your laptop or whatever have you, and you like it, go to the damn cinema. Because that's why we make movies, to go in the cinema, because it's the money's coming back into the industry and doing it that way. It's like for a long, long time have been fighting about this this tax relief that we've now got, but we didn't have it. And I was getting scripts, we were getting scripts in the studio, I would break them down, and I would actually be putting down like 70% discount on all equipment that I was using on the movie to get the budget down to be able to get to fight it, because you've got Prague, you've got Hungary that have got it. Yeah. You are trying to compete against them. Yeah. but you're also trying to be below them, although they've got their tax rebate.
Yeah, yeah.
Which has been a nightmare, but now we've got it, so it's now going to put us on that level playing field, which makes an awful lot of difference. And I think it's only basically only just got cleared, and the paperwork's been sorted out for it. And I think the end of this year, you will see things that are coming back to the country, because it's been a hard time for everything, because the stuff hasn't been around.
Are you still working in movies?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to retire.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if I retire, I shall go out in a wooden box.
Yeah.
No, I enjoy it too much.
And
I get bored doing nothing. These are the hands that do it. I'm always a hands-on person. I'm always in the workshop. I'm always machining this or welding that or doing something like that.
Can you tell me something that you are working on
Not at the moment,
this year?
Because all I'm doing is I've been working on civil scripts and breaking those down and budgeting them, and that's an interesting thing, because they will go, well, you have to do it the right way, and it takes literally a week to break a script down properly.
Yeah.
Because I do it by scene, what's required, and then from there you can work out what equipment's needed, what you need in this way and that way, materials are necessary. That's how you come to a proper figure. You don't just grab a figure out of the sky and say,
of course.
this is what it is.
Yeah. You've met a lot of actors and a lot of people in your career. Or you have a funny moment, or
I have lots of funny moments.
I know,
darling.
but I know you have. But what was the funniest that you remember it, or something that marked you? Is there a story that? Yeah,
but there's things that you can't say.
I'm sure you have a lot.
Things you can't say.
Yeah. Tell me something that you can't say.
I was just trying to work it out. Obviously, we had great fun with Peter Sellers, because he was hysterically funny on the Panthers.
Okay.
Do you remember Bert Kwok, who was the guy that was his Chinese?
Oh, yeah.
His butler that we used to call. Well, he was Chinese, but doesn't speak a word of Chinese because he's not really Chinese.
Oh.
So we're filming in Hong Kong, outside the Excelsior Hotel. And that's another great story, because it's got these pneumatic doors that go and of course in the story we didn't want that, we wanted rotating ones. Okay. So I put rotating ones in the hotel, which we never used, but it was there. But in the hotel, in the foyer, there's a little brass plate. Yeah. I went back there several years later and said, do you know what, the boss, I said, do you know what that brass plate's for? He said, no. I said, well, if you undo those screws, you find a hydraulic fitting in there. If you put that in a pump on, you do those doors, they're spinning you mad. He said, really? I said, yeah, that really works. It's still there, but it's deactivated because nothing's driving it. No, yeah. But anyway, Bert Kwok, he drives, I don't know if you remember the film, he drives around on a scooter with an ice cream cart alongside it with an umbrella. And it's by the side of the set where we're filming. We're filming them coming in and out. So he decided that he's going to have a little rehearsal on it. Okay. So he gets on this, up the road. What happens? The police think he's stolen it. So they've stopped him on the spot. On the spot? And arrested him. Oh. Now everybody's looking, where the hell's Bert Kwok? And it took several hours to find out that he's been nicked and he's been put in a police station. Really? Yeah, and he couldn't speak a word of English, he couldn't speak any Chinese, but he's Chinese looking, isn't he? Because he's a and nobody knew that he was arrested? The policeman didn't, they just saw him driving off with one of their props. God. They stolen one of the film things. So they had him, poor devil, but it was hysterically funny. Yeah. And of course then you've got Blake Edwards, because he was a little bit of an evil, well no, he's got a great sense of humour. Because there's another English actor called Graham Stark, and he's the one that's always, he was like the sidekick to Peter Sellers, and Blake wanted him to smoke a pipe. So, like Blake said, well, you've got to learn to smoke a pipe properly. So on the day when we're filming in the hotel, you've got to sit over there and puff on a pipe, so you get used to it and I can see that you're okay. So he's sitting there and he's puffing away on his pipe. He can be a bit of a pain in the backside if you catch him in the bar at night. He never stops. And so Blake's got hold of the props that are filling his pipe up and said, put that in. Oh. And they put some grass in his pipe. Oh, God. Filled it with grass. Well, we didn't see him for like 3 days.
Okay.
And when we did see him and he went away, there was no whites in his eyes, they were red. I promise you. He was like...
After
and he'd
3
be puffing
days.
away on this pipeful.
Oh God.
This.
That's a story.
And that was it. But that was a bit of that was a bit of him as well.
Nick, I thank you so much.
Yes, my pleasure.
It was a real pleasure to meet you and to have all these stories for you.
Yeah.
And I wish you good luck, but I know you will have, because you know what to do with it.
Yeah. Well, now I'm back fighting fit again, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Really
Can you call us when you will make a movie?
Of course I will.
Here? Can we...
Have you got a card?
Well,
Put it on my email. Leave me an email and write it down.
Okay. That would be nice.
We should have something happening pretty soon, hopefully.
That would be nice, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure, darling.
Me too. It's an A.
Ah.
Small A. That's from my daughter.
Your daughter?
Yes. It's Ariana.
Aliana.
Yeah.
How old?
It's 6.5.
Hey?
6.5.
6.5.
Yeah.
What's she like? Good? Handful?
Great personality. Strong one.
Yeah, so she's a little bit of a handful.
Well, yeah. Well.
But she speaks her mind, in actual fact.
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, there you go, see?
Yes. Everything. It's on.
Yeah.
Everything is on. Nothing stays there.
Yeah. It wasn't until I was watching the news yesterday, and they were joking about it, about this South Korean kind of music.
Oh!
The shark.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And they ran the tape and that, and these kids, and of course it was one of those.
They go crazy, yeah.
It caught everybody out, and because I can't think of her name, the one of the news presenters, she'd got going on it.
Yeah, I've heard about them.
And she's got it on her brain, and she kept kind of, and it's driving the other guy mad because he hadn't seen it properly yet. But apparently it's taken everything by storm.
Yeah.
Absolutely taken everybody by storm, this thing.
Yes. They know a lot of things before us because of this technology.
Yeah. Korea's kind of an interesting place. I've been in Seoul.
It's okay. They keep us alive.
Yeah, I was in Seoul. It's quite an interesting place.
Okay.